unfortunately. No 4K.
Oh, that's
Okay, yeah, we're
okay.
good. We're rolling already, but...
All right, so pretty much it's just going to be some pretty basic, interview questions, nothing crazy hard-hitting, but, I guess to start off, give us a little backstory on who you are and how all this came to be. This is nuts.
Okay, my name is Benjamin Joseph Arguelles. I was born and raised here in this house. My grandfather built it in the early 50s. Grew up to be left alone to my own devices and get into trouble and tinker with things and be pretty creative as a child and be allowed to be. By the time I went to college, it was my dream to study audio design and production, but in my, type of family and upbringing, that's not really something that was allowed. So that was difficult, philosophically speaking. Should I go into something more practical for college, or should I go into the arts? And I decided to follow my heart and my mind and go into the arts and follow that passion. So it's been a slow process. I started off with one camera and one mic while doing sessions 9 years ago with friends, and then slowly built up another camera, another lens, another microphone. Now a whole system where I could do it alone. I could do it all by myself with bands, not just friends who I first met 10, 12 years ago, but now bands from around the world. I've had bands from South Korea, Tokyo, Japan, Venice, Italy, London, England, Montreal, Canada, all over the country, all over America. Bands come in from around the world, also tons and tons of local bands. But a thing that this camera in this basement doesn't show is DZ Fest, which is in my backyard, just, 50 feet behind us. And that has grown with the growth of this. They kind of feed off each other.
Quickly. This just kind of happened. So how did this idea start, and how, what was it the first year?
It was sad the first year. No, it was amazing. In hindsight, I was like, man, that's pathetic. But this is my childhood backyard. So I grew up here playing sports, having fun. My first tree house was in that tree there, and then that tree. I was 5 years old building these things. Then I built a really big clubhouse called the DZ that has 5 rooms, a fireplace. Met all different types of people that came here. And from there, I started doing more in this backyard. And I thought, with the skill set I gained from doing a lot of construction work with my uncles, thought I could build a stage. I had some gear, I know enough about electricity, and I could figure something out. So we built the stage here. It was way smaller. What kind of gave me the motivation to do it wasn't just music and the obsession with performing, and it was also this unique situation, having a big yard, being allowed my whole life to kind of build stuff and be free. My parents allowed me, my neighbors. So because of that, I thought I could probably get away with this if I just try it, kind of promote it as a big 4th of July party type of thing, and do it around 4th of July. My family's been here for 70 years. We kind of know everybody. So I would just invite people. It's a very wholesome and close community. But the best part about all of it, having all this experiences, it made me realize how little I know about humans and life and everything. The more you know, the more you realize you don't know anything. There's so much out there. And it's humbling. It's what makes it fun. And the curiosity just keeps going because of that.
And you think of music as a way for you to almost learn more about people and humans in general?
Yes, yeah. Music is by far this strange, deep, very deep evolutionary language of speaking through rhythm and melody. It's how most species of all kinds talk and communicate with each other. But I believe that it's why we all kind of can relate to each other. We have a pattern and a rhythm and a melody and a pitch, and you put it together, and it kind of unites the deepest part of our humanity. It kind of brings all different cultures together. I mean, every culture, every ethnicity has music. They just do in their own way. They have different ways of quantifying it. They have different ways of explaining and displaying it, of measuring it out, of writing about it. But they have it, and everyone can share it. And since we all can speak to each other and we all have patterns, you start to see the resemblance in all species when it comes to music. And it's a really beautiful thing. It might be the most universal language ever, by far.